These are like a whole brand new range of alpine packs for RAB. So RAB have now kind of launched into the packs market, and so these are basically kind of ground up designs. So we've got the Ascender range, which are kind of more kind of general all-round mountaineering, and then we've got our Le Toc, which comes in a 28 and a 38. So it's the same pack in two sizes, and that's perfect for anyone looking to kind of push themselves in kind of alpine ranges. And then our Chroma, which kind of sits alongside that, which is, again, similar sort of thing, but for anyone that's skiing. I think fabric on packs is one of the most integral parts of it, and alpine packs are a good example of getting the fabric right. I think for like a top-end alpine pack, you want something that's really durable, that's going to withstand a lot of beatings, but also be really lightweight. And so for this reason, we've developed this kind of great combination of a 210D Cordura. So it's a really lightweight, highly abrasion resistant, high tenacity nylon. And then we've combined it with this Spectra ripstop, which is a super strong, super tough fiber. And then on top of that, we've put our HydroShield Dura coating. So kind of these three elements together create like a really lightweight, really strong fabric, which can take an absolute beating. The fabric development, which can take quite a long time, and you don't know how well it's worked until you physically get the fabric and you're able to test it either in the lab or throwing off the top of a cliff, which we did quite a lot. Because these packs are so simple, there isn't a lot of room to hide. So the details you do put on, they're the only things really there. So how we finish certain things, making them kind of as light and as small as possible while still being as strong as possible, considering the load and strain and battering they're going to take. Getting that balance between those two things was probably the trickiest, which is why I think one of my favourite parts is some of the side compression with the new hook and the variable width webbing and the way it kind of attaches at either end. I think it's a really nice, really neat solution. Testing alpine packs is interesting, especially from the UK during the summer when you're developing these styles. When we've got samples in, we've sent them off to our athletes. So they've kind of been doing long-term testing to help us kind of work out what is and isn't working kind of in the field, if you will. But then for a fabric side, in the short term, we've kind of done it kind of rough and ready, as kind of hard as we can. So we've created this amazing kind of swing arm test, which is it's like a pendulum with a big weight on the bottom where we've strapped the fabric down, and it's a really brutal test, which is kind of reminiscent of what might happen when you are kind of bashing up a gully and you're scraping the pack up. And we just can do that like over and over and over again, and we can kind of compare the levels of fabric and see how they're withstanding. Trying to emulate some, again, extreme real world tests where, yeah, we've gone out to the crag, put a load of weight in it, literally just lobbing it off the top into rocks, down gullies, just over and over and over again, and just seeing how they withstand. And then the other test we did, which was quite fun, was we just dragged it behind a car in the car park. It's like, well, let's see how abrasion resistant this fabric really is. If you can get it to withstand anything beyond what you expect it to have to take, you know it's going to be good enough. So when someone's out, the last thing they have to worry about is the bottom of their pack falling out. Everyone uses a product differently. You know, you can try and design something in a very specific way, but consumers will always do what's best for them. So when it comes to athletes, I always just say, just use it as you would. Tell us what is and isn't working, and let me know what you think, and let them kind of unpick it and work it out. Because I think if we've done a good job, it should be obvious, it should be easy, there shouldn't be any stumbling blocks. When you've got these samples and you send them out to an athlete and they give you a call, being like, it's amazing, love it, it looks so great. And you know, then they've gone out and used it for like a month, and then you can chat to them and you can find out what's working. And when they're saying, you know, it's one of the best packs they've used, and these are kind of guys that have done a lot, they've used a lot of packs, and they're saying it's one of the best packs they've used, you know, that's great.